so we deal with this fly. We have another challenge. We still don't have a solution for it. It's a fungus that grows on the olive leaf, and a lot of the olive leaves drop from that fungus. So that, of course, for those of you who know farming, the leaf is the kitchen where the fruit is being made. It's the life of the fruit. So if we don't, the less leaves we have, the less olives we have. So we are engaged in various methods. John thinks maybe intercrop is one of the solutions, but this is something, one of the researches we are engaging in, and we're engaging in a seed bank for other crops and so on. So all these, the main thing is that we want to help the farmers maximize their the use of on-farm resources towards maximum yield, and use it from their farms without dependency on agrochemical industry. And social level, empowerment level, we try to pack into the fair trade industry, into the fair trading, the maximum we can do. So we have Trees for Life program that plant trees in Palestine, micro loan programs that give loans to women to start working in some of these income generation projects. The olive harvest, we call it breaking the siege, or breaking the isolation of the Palestinian communities from the rest of the world by bridging the communities with distant communities around the world. In the fair trade, in the Trees for Life program, we planted 60,000 olive trees. And those olive trees are planted by either a premium of $1 that's going on the bottle of olive oil. Some of the olive oils that you buy has $1 premium that goes back to the PFTA to plant trees, or sponsorship through grassroots organizations of $20 to plant trees. And they are planted through the Palestine Fair Trade Association. This January is planting season, and we're planting 10,000 trees this January. And this is for the farmers. It's coming from grassroots, from people who are interested in supporting them and interested in empowering them. And in our community, it's invested in small farmers, starter farmers, or farmers who have lost some of their trees to the settlement activities or the military activities, take a priority in the allocation of these trees. Microloan projects, this is sun-drying tomatoes by women cooperatives. It gives $500 to $1,000 as a loan for a woman to start working in one of these cooperatives and producing. And these loans are repaid interest-free after 2 years back to PFTA, and PFTA then reallocate them to a new participant. Another thing that's been grassroots financed and creating an impact on the community. The harvest tours that people come from around the world. We have a harvest festival first Friday of every November of every year, and we have about 150 to 200 internationals come to it every year, and thousands of farmers. The internationals go and work with the farmers and cultivate olives for a day or two based on their schedule. And they prepare lunches with them in their kitchens, and they eat lunches in their farms together, and they come to the festival together and celebrate with many celebration activities, whether it's dance, whether it's performance, whether it's storytelling from the farmers, or going through the facility, the press, seeing the press, the olive being pressed. There are women normally demonstrating how to make the couscous, how to make the za'atar, how to make the product that they do, and women are baking bread in front of the press, and people are trying the olive oil with hot bread just coming from the stones, and the olive oil is just coming off of the press. So it's a very, very festive, very intimate moment for all of us and for our farmers, and to share this with international communities make it very touching and that much more special. And this is what working in culturally and really bridging our communities together and bringing attention to the diversity of these communities, because here we have many Europeans and many Americans, Canadians and Palestinians all come together, interfaith communities, and they're very diverse culturally, but we are united by principles. We are united by certain sets of ethics and values and we speak the same language. So that breaks those dichotomies that the current discourse is creating between with the West and the rest, and well, the West and Islam, and all of these kind of processes that we have been somewhat locked into. In Canaan Fair Trade, well, before Canaan Fair Trade, we have a new program that Diane especially is very excited about. It's called Green Track Palestine. I don't have it on my slide, but Green Track Palestine is a program to convert some of our farmers' tractors to run on falafel oil or vegetable oil. So we are partnering with a German company that's going to supply the conversion kit, and we are raising funds for these conversion kits. We are wasting a lot of oil after we maybe eat a lot of falafel. And we're wasting a lot of oil and we could use that instead of the diesel oil that we're burning in these tractors, and that could save the farmers some money. We can do the filtering. All it needs is filtering. We can do the filtering of Canaan. We have a lot of filters for oil, and we can dedicate one for the Green Track Palestine and offer it to the farmers. So that's going to be another empowerment program that we have. Another program that we Canaan, from Canaan's profit, that we support directly is the Canaan Scholarship Program. Canaan Scholarship is dedicated for creating community leadership. It gives 10 university scholarships every year to children of farmers, and those children are the high school students are selected based on their potential for leadership. They have to write an essay and outline what they want to do in their lives, and their commitment to community service. And there are also some criteria that gives advantage to first college generation. If the student is the first person from that family to go to college, we give him a priority. And also we take into consideration the economic condition of the family. With these scholarship recipients are engaged in leadership program. They have to commit for 4 summers of community service. And in those community service, it's not the idea that we want them to work at Canaan to repay us, but rather we engage them in skills generation and training, so they become future leaders. We have them working on projects, along with interns that we bring from Europe and the United States together, and we are engaging in a leadership program for them in the summer program that they come into. Sometimes some of them we send them to other organizations that can take their services and help in guiding their development. Another aspect of Canaan, as a company, we look at ourselves as an incubator for social innovation, not just a company. So our employees we invest in them, we invest in their training, we invest in their raising awareness, and we engage them in a whole sort of production, trade, economy, and training programs, so they become leaders themselves. And the end result is not that they will be locked in Canaan for all of their life. Hopefully they will take their lives into new dimensions and beyond Canaan abilities and visions and dreams. One of the benefits of working at Canaan is after 10 years of service, an employee can qualify for $100,000 interest-free loan to start his or her social entrepreneurship project. And to qualify for such a grant or such loan, the employee needs to identify a social or environmental problem and develop a business plan to address that problem through a business model. So this is something that's really helping our employees to think beyond a job, that this is an opportunity, this is a stage in their life that they can think creatively, think to become leaders, think to become creators on their own, and we will support them to take this knowledge in a new direction. The wider impact of the fair trade in Palestine, I'll touch on these 3 aspects on what we see. I can identify that we are making a difference: economic empowerment, social empowerment, and social and cultural transformation. The guy that you see in this slide is Mahmoud Isa. He's from a village of Anin, just west of Jenin. And first time I met Mahmoud Isa was in summer of 2006. He invited me to speak to the farmers in the village. They had heard about Canaan Fair Trade, and they really want the benefit of Canaan, of fair trade and what fair trade has to offer. And they want to organize their farmers to build a fair trade co-op. So that's the first time I met him. He was the one who called for the meeting and brought in the farmers. At the time, Mahmoud was working in Israel and without a permit. So working without a permit, he was not coming home other than once every 2 months because he would risk being arrested if he were to cross the border every day. So he was sleeping in a wood shop and hardly, he has 5 kids and a wife, and he would come home once every 2 months. Once after 2006, after the harvest of 2006, Mahmoud now lived with his wife, and he and his wife work in the farm, and they can afford a living from the farm, and they're invested in the farm, actually increasing the farm and putting all of their energy into the farm. And in the economic sphere, the sustainable prices affected the whole structure of the local market economy. When we set the minimum price as 15 shekels in 2004, we paid 15 shekels in 2004, we paid 15 shekels in 2005, and in 2006 we started paying 16 to 18 shekels. By 2006, the market price has risen to 14 shekels. So the market price has risen close to what we called for minimum price 2 years later after the start of the project. Today, the market price in Palestine for olive oil is about 6 shekels, and we are paying $6 or 22 shekels, and we're paying 25 shekels. So you can see the difference. We're able to impact not only the participant farmers, but rather all of the small farmers in Palestine. Because what we've done is we look at what was driving the prices down. I mean, especially now. I mean, before, yes, we understand there was a period of siege. But now, like in 2006, the traders were trying to coordinate between themselves not to buy until later after the harvest, because farmers, normally small farmers, every crop finances the next crop, every harvest finances the next crop. And the olive harvest comes in November, which is a very important harvest for them because main seeding and planting activity is in December, after the main rain. The first rain comes late November, early December, and they plant the beginning of December up until December 25. That's the planting season. And if they don't sell their olive oil, then they don't have money to plant their next crops, their wheat, their chickpeas, their lentils, all of these crops, the grains that they cultivate, or the vegetables, they prepare for the vegetables. So by January, they are in debt if they don't sell their olive oil. They go to the suppliers and they buy fertilizers and seeds, and they are in debt. And that's when these traders used to start collecting the olive oil. So they used to coordinate to drive the prices down. Now Canaan goes and make a sizable purchases with fair prices and pay promptly, so undercuts these schemes and protect the farmers. So that's the main thing, is that safeguard the small farmers for the market, for the benefit of the small farmers. That's what we were able to do. Also, we're creating job opportunities at our plant and at the processing and the suppliers' plants. All of these new job opportunities are being created, work opportunities for women.